Wonder if there are any mining jobs on Mars these days.
Hey, what's drunk? People seem to really like it.
Ah, this is Ellie's law office. Perfect. She said she would be expecting us.
Well, well, well. Barrett, you're actually here. Astounding.
Ellie! Ellie, come on. I promised we'd stop by, didn't I?
People make promises all the time, Barrett. And most folks try to avoid Gagarin, not visit it. Anyway, I'm glad you made it out here. We have work to do, don't we? It's not a resort. It's a working town run by mining corporations. You don't come here unless you need to, and you don't stay unless you have to.
Or unless you're a bright-eyed, optimistic lawyer who genuinely wants to make things better for others. Right, Ellie?
You're kind, Barrett. Yes, I suppose there's that type of person as well. Down to business. Perfect. What do you already know?
So we already know that Irvin worked for Hephaestus Mining Company years ago, and they blamed him for catastrophic economic and ecological issues here on Gagarin.
Yes. He lost his case because he didn't defend himself, and we had almost no evidence without him.
I recall receiving a message asking him to appear in court a day after his funeral.
An unfortunate reality of interplanetary legal communiques, I'm afraid. He was publicly blamed for the economic woes, and his accounts were seized in compensation.
His account on Gagarin specifically. It was just the amount he was paid years ago for the job.
Right. They would have taken his assets and other settlements, but by law, his death prevented it. Well, we can bring the case to a judge here if we have new evidence or a witness.
What about the evidence we found so far?
Yes, well, about that. It's just not enough. Not on its own, no. It's circumstantial. Helpful to support our claim, but not enough. In order for me to go before a judge, I'd like to have some solid evidence pertaining to motive. The courts won't entertain a challenge to its ruling unless we're sure that something major was missed in the original trial.
What was the motive from the original trial?
We had no solid motive after our witness withdrew his testimony. Yeah, we need something major. Documentation, recordings, a witness, something.
It's been so long. How could we find anything like that?
I've thought about this a lot since the original case. The mine that Irvin worked at was shuttered in 2309. They probably still have documents relating to whatever happened there with him.
Not really. All I know is that it's a Hephaestus mine from 20 years ago, somewhere on Gagarin.
I don't have a couple decades to wait for you to search them all, so we'll need to narrow it down. That's where you come in. I don't know which mine he worked at when the incident took place. In theory, you could find that information on a Foundry terminal, if you can access it. You'll need a passcode. That's the hard part. Besides the Foundry records, there also might be something in Irvin's apartment. If he knew he was being framed, he might have held on to some documents there.
I'm not much of a cat burglar, but I do have a cat suit somewhere, now that you mention it.
That is definitely not necessary, Barrett.
Dress for the job you want, not the job you have, right?
Good grief. As a lawyer, I cannot condone any use of criminal activity in the procurement of our evidence. Having said that, I have heard that there are terminals in the Foundry that can be accessed with passcodes. And I happen to know that miners always have passcodes on them. Do with that information as you will. Hopefully that's enough to work with for now. If you'll excuse me, I have to get some court documents ready for this case.
The Foundry District isn't too far from here.
I remember watching shiny new mechs rolling onto ships at the port. Been a long time since then.
Have you ever met a pirate? Were you scared?
I was probably never. His old apartment. Here, use this key. After you. Irvin didn't live here for long, but he certainly had a lot of junk here. I had no idea. Now I get why he wanted me to look after his plants. No windows, insufficient power for proper lamps. Oh, he must have been miserable. No wonder he wrote so much. Hold on. Is that what I think it is? look at that. If we go to Town Hall, I bet we can get a copy of that hunting license. Is that Irvin's employment contract? Let me see. No idea where mine H363 is, but we could search for it at the Foundry database. All right, we've got some solid leads, it looks like. The employment contract and the hunting license at Town Hall. And as the lawyer, she's probably right. The burden of proof is sky high on this one. It's likely already in orbit. It was a bit strange going. I was hoping for some old pic. Beautiful and although this I'm not sure. It might not even. But there's probably a reason why Irvin tried his best to keep it alive. When we... No, maybe. But it helps me, no matter how the case. In any event, I'll go through Irvin's notes. Oh, what do you think of... I think I just did. Okay, the three of us should get back to it. You, me, and Harvey have a...
Best cereal is Chocolate Labs. Chips of the line are okay too.
Well, this town hall has seen better days. Hopefully that public access computer is still working. So, the hunting license was sponsored by Hephaestus after all.
Didn't even have time to get my lunch.
I hate it when the walkways creak.
Haven't seen you in the mines before, you knew? Friend, I don't get paid to... That information is gone. You might be right. I haven't... You need to get out of here before somebody... Not looking to chat, friend. Leave me out of... I don't want to be... Ooh. Well, works for me. Take my passcode and log into that terminal over there. I'll say I lost my card. It's no problem.
Impressive.
Next time I'm going to...
coordinates look valid to me. Imagine Irvin thinking the same thing all those years ago. Just a job, right? Well, at least we know where to keep looking, right? I guess we'll see what state the mine. If that's the case, we'll just have to figure.
From Sidonia or New Atlantis?
Sidonia.
Pass. All the stuff they ship in from Sidonia tastes like dust.
You might want this.
Gear looks
Careful.
green. Ready to land.
This place was shuttered 20 years ago, but it might have new tenants now.
X! It'll heal.
Whoa, looks like they left a lot of stuff intact when they shuttered this place. I wonder if they were in a hurry or if it was...
My favorite part.
company records? Bingo. All right. Now let's go find Irvin and Helgi's lab stations. Find out why this was locked. was the destruction of the bacterial colonies, not the apex predators. So, they ruined the ecosystem here, and it had nothing to do with Irvin. This is it. This is what Ellie needs to see. You're gonna wear yourself out if you carry all this stuff. That's good. Seems like Helge tried to do the right thing here. I'm sure Ellie would want to see this. He's citing numerous ethics violations dating back to before her, and Hephaestus just ignored him. isn't for some wild alien pie recipe, is it? I doubt you need to bring all of that. I have something for you.
That's an 8 up at the Vanguard office. She's pretty good.
The Terrabrew kiosk still busted? I swear, last time that thing worked, it was still
Ellie! Hello?
Welcome back, detectives.
Ellie, I sent you all the data from the mine already. As I'm sure you know,
Yes, I've been reviewing it. Sit down. Let's have a chat about it. Welcome back, you two. How was the trip to the mine?
You're gonna love this, Ellie.
Basically, or at least aggressively negligent. What you both found in that mine is remarkable. These documents show that the chemicals released by the mining process contaminated the ecology even before Irvin was tasked with removing the predators. And they also show that Helgi informed Hephaestus of the issue, and it was repeatedly ignored. And with that, I think we've got ourselves a case, my friends.
Yes! That's what I wanted to hear, Ellie. Woo!
Yes, but it's still likely to lose. Because what we really need now is Helgi as our witness, and that is a problem. Helgi's documents are nothing without him there in court, explaining them to the judge.
Does Helgi still live around here by any chance?
Sort of. He's, unpredictable, though. That's also a bit tricky. He's hard to find. Doesn't really stay in one place for long. You might ask Dr. Kayala. She checks up on folks who fall through the cracks sometimes. You'd have to convince her to tell you where he is. That might be hard.
Sounds like we're making a stop at the med clinic. We'll be back when we convince Helgi to be a witness.
Listen, if he refuses, then he refuses. Can't force him.
Yeah, we don't want to press him too hard. The last thing we need is him refuting what he wrote. This is going to take a light touch, but I think we can handle it.
My mom said the other day she's going to ship me off to Neon. I think that's bad.
Someone painted some choice words on the front of the Arclight factory the other day. Their robots took it down pretty quickly.
Do you need medical assistance? Are you injured? Is there something I can help you two with?
Do you happen to know Dr. Helgi Hodgson? We're trying to get his help with something.
Sorry, who are you exactly?
We're detectives. Self-taught and unaffiliated. Freelance detectives. With the emphasis on the free part.
Wait, what? Detectives? Sorry, I don't think I know what you're talking about. I'm sorry, I'm not a tour...
We're trying to help him.
Ellie's a good person. That bodes well, but I can't violate my oaths. I'm sorry. Listen, I can say that Helgi took up a job working at Clint's store just down the way. I saw him there stacking boxes the last time I picked up an order. I've got to get back to my work here, so if there's nothing else... If it's patient medical records you're after, I'll remind you, I'm not at liberty to discuss that.
We're thinking of taking Hephaestus to court with Dr. Hodgson as a witness. Now, given his situation, we're worried the defense might cast aspersions on his character, even question his mental health.
That's unfortunate, but not surprising. Look, if he agrees to testify and grants me permission, I could vouch for his well-being.
Thanks, Doc. If he does end up testifying, we'll definitely need you for the trial. Ellie Yankton will be in touch.
No promises, given patient confidentiality, but I'll do my best. I need to get back to my work now, if you don't mind.
May not look like much. Trade in a little bit of everything here. Except me.
Funny you ask, because I'd like to know too. He owes me a sizable debt. I don't want to be mixed up with...
I really hope so. I hear you. Maybe I...
All right, fine. I don't know where he is, but ask Lizzie up at the bar. She knows everybody. You sure you got the right person? Me? Borrow from Helgi? Not that I recall.
We just need someone to serve as his character.
Sure, I can say a few words. I like Helgi, but fair warning, I'm not gonna lie for him. If I'm testifying under oath, it'll be full of the good and the bad.
Wouldn't expect anything less.
You have any problems? You should talk to Chief Pretorius. She'll help you out.
Watch your step. It's easy to take a psych.
Looking for a drink? Don't serve anything fancy, so if you're about to ask for wine spritz or whatever, you can hop right back on your ship to New Atlantis. Well, then make... Ah, yes, the detectives. I heard about you.
A reputation already? I'm impressed.
Slow news day, I guess. I serve drinks here, friend.
We were told that you are a local crime...
We serve drinks here. Here's a list of our specials for today.
There's nothing on here.
Oh, that's strange. Here, let me fix that. Don't worry, it's just the one sale today.
Oh, right. Of course, it's a number. Here you go, Captain. All yours.
The service I provide? This is what you call... Yeah. I really... It's nothing. Thanks for your patronage. Sending your receipt directly to you now. We'll be sure to leave a glowing review for your establishment. Don't worry. Wait, so let me get this straight. You want the bartender to testify he's not a lousy drunk? All right, I'm no lawyer, but seems like a bad move. Also, it sounds like work. And I don't work.
If it's about creds, you might...
As long as I'm still alive. Happy to take your credits anytime. Get you something? Yeah.
Jetpacks are the more traditional solution.
I don't suppose you're here to tell me I've won a ticket to a new planet, huh?
Sorry, Doctor. Not today. We came to Gagarin to investigate Irvin Mandani's contract with the mining company a long time ago. Ring any bells?
Irvin, yeah. Biologist. Hunter. Yeah, I remember him. Why? Who are you people? Then find a history slate. An ancient history slate. Because that's what it is.
Please. Irvin was once one of your colleagues. He was the one Hephaestus blamed for an ecological disaster about 20 years ago. Do you remember any of that?
No, I don't remember lies. He passed on. That's a kick in the pants, isn't it? Well, sorry for your loss and all that, but I can't bring back the dead or anything. So you can go now. Thanks.
Look, I know this is strange. We show up out of the blue about things that happened decades ago. But right now, nobody save us knows the truth. And that means we're the only ones who can clear Irvin's name.
And what of it? You probably think the sky is blue too. Well, you'd be wrong. It's whatever color Hephaestus says it is.
Only if you let them. You're a scientist. Your words matter. That's why we need you to testify.
Testify? The trial is over, the verdict rendered. In case you two clowns didn't get the memo. Ellie Yankton? But why? It doesn't matter. Nothing's... I cannot do that. Why is this so hard to...
My contact hasn't...
If you can prove it's real, that would explain why I never showed up the first time. As opposed to, you know, Helgi being Helgi. I can't...
Bank transactions. A precise amount was transferred to the judge only the day before the ruling.
Doesn't surprise me they'd leave a paper trail. I'm no lawyer, but might be grounds to throw the old verdict out. Fine, you've convinced me. I'd be willing to testify on one condition. I want to know what happened to Irvin. Because when he disappeared, let's just say I had an epiphany. Hephaestus didn't need to say a word. That's when I knew the threats against me and my family were real.
Dr. Hawkson, it wasn't Hephaestus that took Irvin's life. It was the war. Irvin was just in the wrong place at the wrong time. Caught in the crossfire.
Then I am sorry for your loss. It won't change the past for either of us. But I will testify. And maybe, wherever Irvin is, he'll be glad that we can finally stick it to those assholes at Hephaestus.
Thank you, Doctor.
Yeah, don't get all mushy on me now. I need a drink.
Gagarin's not an easy place to live. Nice to finally be
Helgi agreeing to testify is a great help. We might need witnesses to vouch for his...
Okay, you two, lay it on me. Did you find Helgi? Did he agree to testify?
Well, we've got good news and... well, that's it. Just more good news.
Okay. Does that mean he said yes? Wait, the bartender? Aren't we trying to convince people Helgi doesn't have a drinking problem? I appreciate the effort, but that might not have been the best choice. Well, you two have done all that you could. Now it's time to hand the baton off to me.
What do you think, Ellie? Do we have a chance?
You've done a pretty decent job gathering evidence for this case.
So what's the verdict? In this case, I'd say spoilers are appreciated.
I am cautiously optimistic we can win this case.
Optimism is good, especially from you, Ellie.
We'll likely be able to clear Irvin's name and charge Hephaestus with a number of crimes. The only challenge I see is getting all of that and recompense for Helgi. But I'll do my best. All in all, though, really outstanding work. We wouldn't have gotten this far without your efforts. And I've got to imagine that wherever Irvin is, he appreciates it too.
Agreed, Ellie. And thanks for being our anchor in this. We should probably get out of Ellie's way and let her do her thing. We can talk more in private.
You're back. Well?
We got it from town hall and every...
I see. This sort of thing works well for the narrative of our case, but we will need more evidence to bring it to a...
We're on it, Ellie.
Well, I like the sound of...
You're gonna love it.
Okay, someone better...
We found the coordinates to Irvin's old work site and went there. Huge battle. Fire, explosions. Pew, pew.
Barrett, please.
You should have seen the plants in there. Anyway, you read over the documents we found there, right? What do you think?
What you both found in that mine is remarkable. These documents show that the chemicals released by the mining process contaminated the ecology, and they also... And with that,
Yes!
Yes. Because what we really... Helgi's documents are...
Does Helgi still live around?
Sort of. You might ask Dr. You'd have to convince...
Sounds like we'll be back when we...
Listen, if he...
Yeah, we don't want to press him. This is gonna...
Let's talk. I set aside some time for this. Don't worry about it. For this case, I expect the paperwork to climb up the stairs and the verdict to fly out the window. But whatever the outcome, I'll make sure you and Barrett are the first. Good luck.
Wow, we actually did it. Solved the case. And hopefully cleared Irvin's name. I feel like, what's the old saying? A great weight has been lifted off my shoulders? But it's actually true. I feel like I'm 80% biomass and 20% aerogel. Come on, let's not ruin the moment. Although we did do a lot of walking, I bet I really am lighter. Yeah, I don't, and not one of the smaller ones either. But if I can be serious for a moment, thank you. I couldn't have done this without your help. That makes 2 of us. 3 if you count Harvey. And who wouldn't? He's practically family. In fact, Harvey's got a little explorer in him too. According to this slate I found, turns out that our spiky friend's been all across the galaxy. You know what? Harvey doesn't do well with things that require. We've been through a lot, I had forgotten what it was. On top of everything else, we've investigating Irvin's case. I've come to realize that, yes, some of them do. And we only get to be who we are, and the definition of that, if one is fortunate. I know I certainly am. I've explored many worlds, but you have changed me as a person forever. I don't want to look back years from now and wonder what if. I need to know what you think about us. There's nothing that gives me greater happiness. Hey, stranger. Let's chat sometime, okay? I can't imagine how hard it was. A leader knows that protecting regular, and I'm proud to call you my captain. Modest, too. They're gonna make a statue out of you, or carve your face on a moon or something. What you did took nerves. Befriending Delgado like that, it was a huge risk. If he had gotten to you, convinced you to side with them, I don't know what we'd be dealing with right now. Good. He deserved what he got for what he did and for what he would have done. And if they regroup after all this, they'll be weaker next time. All thanks to you. That's the hope and the dream. But if they do, we'll deal with it. Simple as that. Hey, now the party can get... Glad we could take some time out of our wild adventures and just have a nice chat. Thanks for that.
You been to Clint's recently? He get crushed under all that crap yet?